Right now here. Hello, I'm Carla Maskey with SpiritHealer.com. I'm a shamanic healer for animals and people, and I have a school of shamanism called Spirit Healer School of Shamanism. And this series is on shamanic soul gardening. It's a technique that I've been taught by my druid spirit guide grandmother Sunflower, perhaps a she, perhaps druid, I don't know. But she has taught me this, along with several other spirits I work with. And our technique is that we use the shamanic journey to create a garden in non-ordinary reality. And our intention in that garden is to have the garden grow the way we want our life to become. So if we go into the garden with an intention that we would like to solve a problem, we say, we want to solve this problem. Please show us a garden bed, an area of the garden that we can plant and tend and harvest. And as we plant, tend, and harvest, that problem will be resolved. Or that thing we're trying to create will be created. Shamanic soul gardening is a way of co-creating your life with spirit. And unlike other manifestation techniques, it does not necessarily involve your having to do something in your life. You can do it in the journey and your life unfolds it. I like that because I have enough to-dos, enough checklists, enough figure it out that I'd rather be able to have that work done in non-ordinary reality. And so this is, I don't know, maybe the 10th episode, something like that. And we're in the middle of our summer garden. We've been working on our gardens, and our garden, each of us who are following this course has some kind of garden that we're trying to manifest for the summer. And mine is organization. So I'm looking forward to checking in on that. But let me first check in on Facebook. Nope, not going to be able to go Facebook Live today. The only way I could do it is to set up my iPhone at the same time. But if you give me 2 seconds, I might be able to. I mean, why not, right? I got to figure out how to go to home, pages I manage. I'm on my page. I'm not going to be able to. Looks like I can't go live. Hi, Facebook friends. I am going live onto, can I do this? Yeah. I'm going live even though it's on my regular page. I usually go live on the Spirit Healer page, but I can't figure out how to do that today. It's not working that way for me today. And so I'm going to go live on my regular page and we'll just see what happens. This is Shamanic Soul Gardening. And we've got Andrea and Lainey on the Zoom call, which is where I'm going to be putting my focus. And so Andrea and Lainey, let's have a check-in from you guys. How has your soul gardening been going? Want to start, Andrea?
Yeah, sure. Mine this week, I was super busy, so I don't have, unfortunately, I've been a bad gardener this week. Although, you know, my intention was to also, like you, be more organized and kind of get some stuff straightened up and, you know, organized. And it's been happening.
Isn't it amazing?
So, yeah, it's kind of funny. So I haven't been tending my garden. But because I've been doing the stuff that I've been wanting to get done.
That is the amazing thing. I don't think we need to check in every day. I think weekly is fine, because I too have had this unbelievable underlayment of getting my act together, which has been pretty stunning for me.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess it's working.
It's working. Lainey, how about you, dear?
I when I first went to my garden, my tree was just a tiny little two little leaves, you know, when they first start. And then when I went back, there was this huge Bodhi tree, and it was really beautiful. And it brought me some lessons on in my life how to be more like a Bodhi tree, to be strong with deep roots, but to I would in my life I would to be like the Bodhi tree, strong with deep roots, to provide protection and shade and comfort and fruit to people. So I stand strong, but also provide to other people in my life to enrich my life.
Mm.
So
Have you felt like that's unfolding for you as well?
well, I definitely think that I am getting stronger in my life, and my roots are getting deeper. But I'm working on the bearing fruit part still. But you know, yeah, I do. I really do. Just to see the tree, you know, manifest in the garden, it was really neat. So it gave me confirmation that, you know, that things are growing in my life.
Mm. Cool. Cool. Well, I've been developing the fairy class, the she class for our full circle shamanism course. And I planted a soul garden for that. And thank goodness I did, because as I was camping this weekend, the whole thing came together. And now I need to drill down my time today and just put it all out onto the paper and get all these classes that have been, the seeds have been planted in my brain by spirit. Now I have to put them out onto the paper. So my garden intention today is to do some harvesting, and harvesting in that I will begin to harvest as well today by, you know, making an application of these things. Let's begin with a short journey to go into the soul garden and check and see how things are, and if there is any information that we need to be given by our gardening teacher or by the garden itself. Where is the garden status, and is there anything that we should be tending to right now? We'll just do a quickie, like a 3-4 minutes. Here we go. Hmm. It's pretty interesting how much you can get done in a short period of time, isn't it? Kind of crazy.
Amazing.
It's amazing. I found I have a 4-quadrant garden for the summer garden, and I harvested the wheat out of one quadrant. I harvested apples out of another quadrant. The first quadrant had been completely overrun by grasshoppers. Ruined. So we moved the grasshoppers out. We sent them a pheromone trail out beyond the reaches of the whole area and replanted that whole thing with fava beans. And then I went into the 4th quadrant, and I discovered that what was really growing there were crystals and wisdom and all sorts of things, intangibles that I hadn't considered yet. So in order for me to be able to get into there, she said, you've got to do some very deep composting next. A lot of stuff has come up for you that you need a deep, deep scrubbing and composting. So your next journey should be a deep scrub and compost. There you have it. Pretty good in 3 minutes, huh? How about you, Andrea?
Okay, I just got a message. My internet connection's unstable and it's cutting out a little bit. So hopefully, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
So I did not get I wasn't as productive as you. I cut, there's some beautiful sunflowers that have grown. And so I've cut some sunflowers, and there's some strawberries. So I got some strawberries. And then I just kind of was checking stuff out, and I needed to pull some weeds and do some stuff like that. But yeah, I think still, since I'm kind of new to this stuff, I feel like maybe it takes me a little bit longer to get moving when I get in there. So
yeah, well, 3 minutes is fast.
So that's what I did.
Well, I think that's great. Weeding, sunflowers, perfect.
Yeah, strawberries.
Lainey?
Okay, so when I went there, everything was wilted. And then this big rain cloud came, and it just rained, and like everything started to blossom and flourish, and all this fruit was growing. And then all of a sudden, the dragons picked me up and planted me, and then I became a purple sunflower, which is very strange. And they said, I heard someone say to me, with a little more effort on my part, with more effort, things would flourish in a big way.
So I just want to talk a little bit about how interesting that is to me. We've been doing, and Andrea, you were part of this, we've been doing some really pretty deep work with merging into the she and doing the kind of shape shifting that facilitates that. So we've been doing work with the soul house and work with shape shifting and connecting into the she. And a lesson that I have been given in many different forms is that a dragon's wing is the surface between these worlds, that dragons held a space that is in both places, and their wings are the surface between the worlds. And this week, in a deep journey that I did, I was shown that dragon is in the same relationship to that dragon is like the Kalyak. That dragon can become the mountain, and that dragon's wing is like the edge of the world, the surface of the world. And so when we're working with dragons in a she-like way, in a magical way, we're working with that interface between those worlds. So for you to go into the mountain and be grown as a sunflower is a big, big deal.
Wow.
You know that the Kalyak thing we do at Halloween, where we meet her and then she has us fall into the mountain, and
Mhm.
we become a seed, and we grow up out of that mountain to begin our renewal for the next year.
Mhm.
You just did that.
Wow.
That's a big deal. Yes. And that's a big teaching, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! There's a lot to dragons, and it's not all about knights in shining armor. It's really about understanding the relationships between the dimensional worlds. I, I love that. I love that. You guys want to do a little composting?
Yes.
We don't do it often enough, I think. So the intention in composting is that we go to our garden and we ask the spirits to take us to our composting place. It may be a pile, it may be a fountain or whatever. And we surrender unto the compost everything in us that needs to go. That's old, done, ready to be torn out, ready to be transfigured. And the compost then becomes the richness for our new seed. Let's just do a little composting. I call the north, the east, the south, and the west, which I should have done earlier and neglected. And may all the compassionate spirits join us and bring us sweetly down into our sacred gardens to meet our teacher, with the purpose of composting. Well, did you have a wonderful... I got burned up by a dragon. I needed it. Totally incinerated. Crisp to the crispiest crisp.
What a beautiful dismemberment.
Did you have a good one, Lainey? You're having a great laugh.
Yeah, I would like one of the compost pile was huge, and they're like, oh, there's more, and then so I started putting stuff in there, and then there was like those compost barrels, and then so the little fairies were turning it as I was like just dumping into it, and like flowers were shooting out the other end of it. And then then there was growing on the other side, like, and then it was really cool. And they just reminded me that all the compost on this side, it's just stuff. Just put it in there, let it go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Andrea?
Yeah, I put a bunch of stuff in there. It was funny, my compost pile had gotten low, and my teacher was like, yeah, it's about time you came back to put some stuff in here. So we put a bunch of stuff in there, and there was still stuff in there, but it was low. And then we took a bunch of it to the garden, and it was almost like Lainey said, I didn't really realize my garden was kind of dry, and so we composted it, and then I got some rain, and everything just perked right up. It was it was kind of cool. It just when I was there earlier, I didn't realize it was just kind of dry, and it wasn't bad, but it looked a lot better after I composted it and I got the rain, and it just kind of nourished everything. So that was kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I think all three of us have gotten a message on that. I mean, the whole section of the garden I had, which was supposed to be your easy to eat, your harvest quicklies, was completely destroyed by locusts. So yeah, maybe the idea that we only come once a week is not good enough.
That's kind of the message I got. Like, yeah, your compost pile's low. Where have you been? And then realized kind of, actually the garden, even though it didn't look bad, it didn't look as good as it could.
I think maybe even a 5-minute a day daily practice is in order.
Mine were saying more effort on my part.
Yeah.
Awesome, more. So I agree with that.
I want to create a web place where people who are doing this can report in. I know that there's a million of those kinds of things, but I already have a lot of those kinds of things. So I'm putting into my compost garden a seed that someone who wants to tend that function will volunteer. Oh, I even see who it is. He doesn't even know it yet. Oh, it's great. I mean, I just see him clearly as day, and I'm not going to say who it is.
That's funny.
See if it happens that way. Well, we're finished for our composting and gardening for the week. Next week we said we were going to do a big harvest. So next week we're going to see about that and see about planting a seed for another intention in a different aspect in our life, planting a garden for intention for a different aspect of our lives. And this week, have a really, really great life. Get everything in your dreams accomplished. I'm going to California to pick up a travel trailer that Tara manifested. Poof! And then I'm going back up to Flagstaff to go horse camping and shoot the stars again with my new lens. And I've got a lot to get done between now and then.
So next week, I thought next week it's 2 weeks from now.
Oh, we're going to soul garden next week.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah, we're soul gardening next week, but the connected, oh yeah, we have a connected flow class starting. And that will be in 2 weeks. And I've got, oh my God, baby bunny this big out my window. Oh, 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 tiny baby bunny. Oh, distraction. Oh, so cute. Maybe I'll go give it something to eat.
Carla, you might want to update your schedule, because I think when you sent out the Soul Garden thing like a month ago or whatever, I think it did say you were not doing it next week.
Oh, okay, good. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I am, even though I've had that as my intention in the gardens, clearly that was in the part of the garden that got eaten by locusts.
Yes, that got eaten. So I'm here to remind you that you need to send out another email.
I need to send out an email, and that's happening today.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, you guys. You're the best.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla, as well.